All right, good morning. It is 8:25 Central Time on Wednesday, March 6th. It's March already. I'm back from the dead. I'm not feeling 100%, but way less sick than the last few days. So still kind of out of it. A little fuzzy in the head still, but feeling better. So let's do some prep for this morning. Let's get ready. Let's look at our stuff here. Bear with me 1 minute. All right. Let's look at some thoughts here. All right, here we go. Here is where we are at. Here's where I am at. A lot of times it takes more mental effort for me to not be involved and wait for a really good setup than just place a trade because I want something happen. I want to make something happen. So the fact of the matter is I am capable of not placing a trade. It is just currently not the path of least resistance. Not placing a trade, we want that to be the path of least resistance. With the thought that um, if we take the path of least resistance, it's inevitably going to run to the path of most resistance. However, if we can take the path of most resistance, that means being super disciplined, being patient, waiting, maybe trading very small if we're uncertain. If we take the path of most resistance, if we start on that path, then the paths we take thereafter will be progressively less and less resistance that we face. So the thought is the path of least resistance for every trader when they're starting, for every trader, is usually to just trade without rules, to trade based on emotion, to try to get back to even. And Tommy was saying the other day, how many times have you taken a trade where you're in the trade, you're down, maybe you're down a little, maybe you're down a lot. And at some point in the trade, you think, man, I would do anything. I'd do anything just to get back to break even, right? We've all been there. We think, oh, I would do anything to just be flat. Um, so I think that speaks to the power that there is in sitting and waiting and just sitting and observing. Now, everyone's style is different. Everyone trades in a different way. There's some guys that take a lot of trades in one day, and there's some guys that take a few trades in a week. So whatever your style is, you need to know what it is, and you need to be prepared to function in that manner. Another thing that I've been thinking about is that, there's sometimes, especially like when I was sick, I was pretty sick Monday and yesterday. Still not feeling great, but I'm feeling better. There's days when I think, boy, I just want to go to the lake. I just want to like chill. I want to sit at a coffee shop and just relax. So the thought for me is, how can I make sitting, watching the market, watching price action, just as relaxing as a day at the lake, just as relaxing as some hot yoga or a warm cup of coffee at a coffee shop and doing some journaling? What do I need to do to change my mental state? What do I need to do to disengage every tick, every movement of the market to kind of discharge it, to take the emotion out of it? So we want to visualize, feel an imprint of relaxed and effortless performance where you are at peace and at ease. And more and more, like depending on what the market does at close, there's sometimes I think I've got a good idea of what I'd like to do tomorrow, but more and more I'd like to treat every day like it's FOMC day. Now there are some FOMC minutes that get read later today around 1 p.m., but I want to wipe the canvas of my mind clean and know that a setup must take place for me to be involved. Maybe one comes, maybe it doesn't. I want to read what the market's doing and is telling me instead of having a strong bias one way or the other. So most important, try to be objective as possible. All right. We'll just read this one here by John Carter. Great quote. I really like it. Once the trader accepts the constant flow of the market and that endless renewal of opportunity exists, then the trader will understand that there's no need to enter the market on half convictions. Pardon me. Just sit back and wait until a setup has laid itself out with clarity. Not a maybe or an almost. It's simply there, period. What if it doesn't work? It doesn't matter. When the setup presents itself, your only job is to take it. Not care if it works or not. That's what stops are for. That's what managing risk is for. I've said this before. I really think that the professional versus the amateur, the main difference isn't one has a crystal ball and the other one doesn't. The main difference is one is a professional at managing risk, managing themselves, waiting patiently. The other one is not as good at managing risk. I've said it before. I was fortunate to work with a long-time professional trader who I greatly respect. And after the first week, it was apparent to me that, boy, he really doesn't know. He doesn't know much more than I do regarding what the market's going to do. But he knows how to manage his risk. He knows when he's wrong, and he gets out when he's wrong. That isn't to take away from his ability. I just was expecting to work with someone who, is going to buy every bottom, sell every top. If it's in the middle, he's going to know which way it's going to go, and he's going to get on the trade. But there was a lot of waiting. I mean, a lot of waiting. I think his average trade time that he was in a trade was 5 to 6 minutes, and he might place 2-3 trades a day, maybe 4, sometimes none. I was very surprised by his discipline and his lack of trading. I was very impressed by his ability to wait. But I guess if he's been doing it for more than 2 decades, that's what you've got to do to keep yourself in it for the long run, right? That's what you've got to do to keep not just financial capital dry, but emotional capital, mental capital. How many times have you taken a trade where it's bad and it just isn't working out? And it's cost financial capital, but sometimes it can do more damage to your psyche or more damage to your mental state had you just stayed out. There's times that you're afraid you're going to miss a move. You're human. So that's a little bit of the morning prep for today. I've got one more cool thing I want to share with you guys. I'll be right back. Then we'll get into it. The market just opened here 4 minutes ago, but we're going to let things set up as usual. I'll be right back. This is a great analogy I'm about to share with you guys. It's from a book called Atomic Habits. I don't know if you can see this right here. Let's see. Right there. That's an ice cube. It's kind of a cluster of ice cubes. And here's a plate. We're going to set the ice cube on the plate. We're going to sit it here on my desk. I'm going to be mindful of the ice cube. So this, in the book I'm reading, Atomic Habits, the guy talks about there's a room, and in the room there's an ice cube. And the room is at 26 degrees. And the ice cube remains an ice cube. Then after a while, the temperature of the room goes up to 27 degrees. The ice cube still remains an ice cube. Then eventually, the room is at 30 degrees. Then 31. Then it's at 32 degrees. Then it's at 33 degrees. And that notch, that click, that little movement from 32 to 33, that's when you start to see the ice cube melting. That's when you start to see all of the difference happening. It doesn't mean that the click from 26 to 27 was any less important, right? It's still getting, if your goal is to melt the ice cube, Going from 26 to 27 is every bit as important as going from 32 to 33. It's just that at 32 to 33, that's when you begin to see a difference take place. So I just want to say that to encourage anyone who's watching that if you are making forward progress, it might be that you're at 27 degrees right now, and by the end of today, you'll be at 28 degrees. That's good. If you're making forward progress, that is good. That's the goal. It's the goal to continually, I don't care if you're like a 10-year, 20-year veteran trader, if you're making forward progress, that's the goal. That's another thing I was so impressed by with the gentleman I worked with who was a professional trader. And I paid him for his time to do it because his time is valuable and he's very knowledgeable. I was I was impressed by his desire to always grow, to always, and it's not that he wouldn't celebrate his wins or his achievements, but there was this underlying, almost like love, this underlying love of discipline and this underlying love to grow, loving to improve, loving to better yourself, and not just in the realm of trading, but in all realms, really. Um, in the realm of being a father, being a husband, being an active member of his community. So let me pull up one more thing here. I'm going to show you. And I know I'm taking my sweet time this morning, although not really, I don't suppose, because it's been better for me to just let the market set up. I can get myself so in a hurried state when we first opened. I think, dude, you got all day, man. Let the market set up. So we've talked about our why before, and I placed a video, I shared a video over the weekend that talked about using trading to be generous. Let me show you something here that's really cool. This is a picture of my son Afra. He's 11. It's a picture of his two mothers. This is Martinesh. She's from Ethiopia. This is my wife, Charity. This is them meeting for the first time. That's part of my why. I'm going to share two more pictures with you. This is the house where Martinesh's father lives. It's about 60 years old. This is where they grew up. Her and her 10 siblings in rural Ethiopia. They have tremendous need that you and I will never, ever know. Last picture. This is part of the family. There were several family members that weren't there for the day, but these are some of her siblings and some of their kids. Again, Afra's mother is right here. She's one of 11. And again, the need that these guys experience is my worst day would probably be their brightest dream, their biggest hope. So again, I mentioned that the other day regarding starting your day off with an attitude of thankfulness, with an attitude of gratitude. The fact that I have capacity and ability to sit here, to watch the market, to try to better my situation is so much more than our beautiful family in Ethiopia will ever experience. So there's tremendous responsibility with that too then, right? There's tremendous responsibility to be a good steward of what you have and be faithful with what you have. All right, so there's a little bit of my why, and I love it. I love them. It was amazing, amazing meeting them. Here's our check-in. We're going to do this. And I'll pull up the screens here. So Powell speaks in 20 minutes. big sell-off yesterday. We're right back. Where we opened yesterday. Yesterday's open right there. Oh, I gotta pull up the correct chart here. Hmm. All right, keep in mind that was the level that we sold off from the other day, wasn't it? So there's our extended hours. Here's our push up yesterday. Hung out there, stayed above pretty much 85. Came all the way back up. So we're all the way to yesterday's open. Interesting. Interesting. Let's look at oh, I'll delete that. Feeling less sick, so we're going to delete that. Let's remove it. There we go. Feeling less sick. Okay, so we're right back. Yesterday's open. Again, the path of least resistance for me is just getting involved, placing quite a bit of trades. I want to take the path of most resistance. I want to sit back and wait, be patient for a good trade I can sink my teeth into and go with it. And you've seen me placing, trades where I'm in 2 or 3 micros. Not that that's bad, but a lot of those I don't have strong conviction about, and that's why I'm so small in those. I'd like to be a bit more selective and take some trades that have more definition to them regarding where I'm exactly right, where I'm exactly wrong, and then going in with a little bit bigger size. Okay, 18 was big from the other day. Again, just kind of like recapping and hashing where we're at. Here's our gap. So down below, we've got huge gap down here. Up above, we've got this gap. So a tail of 2 gaps. And we've got a gap here as well. So how you like that? How you like that? Again, want to be mindful that we want to be patient. Want to be patient. Gonna give it time. So if you're wanting to be short, you could probably short here and try to take it down to like 05, maybe 02. No, must have been, had some news there, so got a pretty big wick there. Down to 06, come up pretty high. We got our man Powell, so we got some news and Powell speaks in 15 minutes here. There we go. Oh boy, gold, getting her done. Holy cow, getting her done. Let's look at that. I'm just putting on my phone to look at the daily. Look at the extended hours. So the night before last night, just a steady sell-off. So one thing to keep in mind is that if you're, studying overnight price action, you're looking at things, and you certainly want to be aware of levels, but it's also important to see how we get to a level. Let's see if the 1 minute, well, there's nothing worth doing here. So it's important to be mindful of how we get to a certain level, not just a level, right? It's very different to get to a level slowly versus to get to it quickly, burst up. So yeah, we are in a world of gaps. Let's do our check-in. We've got 10 minutes, but let's check in real quick. Here we are. Every half hour. And as I'm getting close to seeing a good trade, I want to pull this up as well. Probably be watching here, but do my best to go through it. All right. I'm feeling pretty calm and easy. Am I searching for a trade or letting one present itself? I'm going to let one present itself. Do I have an idea about getting involved in a rating? None right now. Doesn't apply. And what's Na? Is that sodium? Na. On the periodic table of elements, Na. Am I feeling I have to do something, or am I at peace waiting? I'm very much at peace waiting. Do I feel a compulsion to place a trade? No. That's the best place to be in, man. Best place to be in. To be able to answer all these and say, you know what? Got all day. Got all day. So the thought that I think of is, it's like if someone told you, hey, there's going to be a dump truck coming down the road, and this level is important here, this 97 to kind of 02. Bears definitely, I don't think, were expecting that run. Bulls were, because they protected the gap, right? Protected the gap, bought it back up. Now we're way up here. So 02 could if we even get there for that matter. Oh, back to my story, right? Story time with Jeff. So if I told you, hey, there's going to be a truck. Actually, it's a dump truck. It's not just a large pickup truck, not a dually. It's a dump truck. It's big. And there's going to be some money in there that's going to be getting dropped off in your driveway. Uh, how much? I don't know. Could be a lot, could be a little. Um, would you sit and wait for that thing? You probably would. Would you sit patiently? Probably would. Maybe it doesn't come today, maybe it doesn't come tomorrow. The cool thing is that with the market, it's not like I get bonus points if I place a trade earlier in the day. Now, some guys, they might want to trade and be done within the first hour or 2 hours. That's understandable. Um, but for me, I've set and, told myself, like, hey, man, if you're kind of doing more guesswork in the earlier part of the day, so like the first hour versus like the second hour, the third hour, the fourth hour, if you have a clearer picture and more data to hang your hat on, um, it's not like as the market goes on with the hours that go by in a day that the money you're exposed to making is less, right? So it's not like, hey, there's less data to deal with. There's 2 5-minute bars. If you stick your neck out now, you're gonna make 4 times as you would later. That's not the case. So it's a good reminder to be patient. All right. Interesting market. This 12 area was kind of important too. That's where they sold it initially on Friday, came down to 02, came up, came back down again, then held that 12 level, and then Friday, I believe it was, right? Friday, market just marched higher. So a lot of important levels here. All right, Mr. Powell's coming out. I'm gonna check my economy thing real quick. Oh man, it feels better to not feel awful. I was tempted to not watch the market yesterday. 10 a.m. Eastern. Powell says rate hikes likely at peak. Cuts likely later in 24. I don't know what that means. I really don't care. I just want to trade price. All right, we got Jolts. Powell, I don't know. Maybe did Powell already speak or not? So I'm not smart enough to put a thesis around what a Fed speaker says and how it influences the market. Let's look at our ice cube. Still there. See it? Probably hard to see. It is melting though. It's melting. Goes back to the analogy from earlier this morning. The ice cube. I forgot about that guy. I'm gonna put it right here so I see it. Here's what we look like on the 5 minute with moving averages. Slide this one into view. Let's look at a 60 minute or like a 30. Let's look at 30. Interesting. Let's look at a 60. So it came down to the, what is this one? Came down to the 100, exponential moving average, and then wham, just engulfed that dude. That was yesterday. This is longer term time frames, so. All right, market, what you gonna do, market? I was talking to a friend over the weekend. He said, man, sometimes I wonder about, should I just place 3 trades a week? I wonder the same. He talked about having just a great setup, great setup, and then taking setups that are, not as great, giving a little back, giving a little back, giving a little back, and said, boy, I don't know if I should just take better setups or what, or be way more selective. Holding 12. Where's our VWAP? Let's see where VWAP's at. VWAP's right at 8. The spike lower on overnight, it's right here. Yeah, you better believe O2. I mean, it makes sense that that was an area of support. There's that spike and then push up during the data that came out at hour before our pre-market. And when was it? There was unemployment. There was mortgage applications. Doesn't show there was news at 7:30. All right. Remember, we got our beige book today too. Beige book. So it wasn't minutes. It was beige book. All right. So is this kind of a flag, right? Like if this were coming up, this would be kind of a flag. Where we're holding this level and then pop above it. I don't know. Again, we've got all these gaps to contend with. It's gap mania. Gap here, gap here, and then gap here, big gap here. Gap mania. All right, so 21, that was the same spot they sold them yesterday. 21. News is almost out. Here we go. Down to VWAP there. 08. Still got 4 minutes to go on this bar. All right, 2 minutes to go. Do the Bulls hold them? Do the Bulls hold them? Well, Tommy, if you're listening, feel free to give me a call. Got some beet juice. Three minutes ago, it was looking like this might wick and then get above it. If that were a little like flag, right? If this were the run up and the flagpole, it still could look like that. But anyone who kind of front ran it and got excited about that, looking for a breakout, they're definitely hurting now because we couldn't get above. So if we get that O2 level, like we should, pretty big bar here. Second deviation of VWAP is down at 98. All right, there's our O2. Big nasty bar here. This thing, pretty good amount of movement relative to what we've seen. We had a decent bar here, like a nice 10-point bar, or no, 12-point bar, 13. There's about another 12-point bar here as well. So again, I want to be patient. A lot of gap business going on. Okay, I need to change this one. Data series. Do volumetric. Okay. All right. Let's look at this. Let's see if there's some low volume in this deal anywhere. Pretty light around 06 as far as a low amount of volume at 06. 0 to 06 half. Oh 06 pretty light. If you're short here, our next target could be 97 to 94. Here we go. Interesting. So they held the gap yesterday Bulls ran it up. So, question is, do the Bulls show some strength here, or do the Bears just like cut this thing like a knife and keep running lower? That is the question. Give Tommy a call or have him call me. Hey, man. Morning. Is your buddy still speaking? Is Powell still on the horn? Is Powell still speaking?
Yes, because it's a testimony with Congress, so they keep asking questions. I have no idea because I'm not watching.
Oh, okay.
I was up early to trade the A15 rules. It was completely uneventful, but then at 8:30, it made a move, and what happened is the Powell's report came out.
Yeah, I saw that how there wasn't really any. Yeah,
No news,
yeah.
really, but I was watching this guy that opens at 8 a.m. Eastern always. He was saying that the Powell's report was coming out 8:30. Did. But again, this testimonial, these idiots are covered. They ask so many stupid questions. You should know us.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't know what they're asking. They don't know. So, I think we can get a bounce here.
Down to 02. Looking at the
Yeah.
regular trading hours, this 97 was such a huge wall of resistance. So yeah, to get a bounce at 97 is not surprising. I feel like Bulls need to get it above 06 and kind of like reclaim that to get something going. Yeah, I was saying how we're just in a landfill with gaps. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
We still have that gap from Monday open, and then I thought now with this drop we're going to fill yesterday's gap, but we did it. It's still open.
Yeah, yeah. I know. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah, yeah, three gaps. That's pretty wild.
That was a nice bounce overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bulls definitely defended that gap still, man, down at 63. They just bought it up late in the day. But then you got, I'm sure Bears are wanting to defend. Maybe Bears give back some of this gap, but I don't know. I know looking at the daily bar, yeah, interesting.
What if you want? You can bring me one, but now you want back this resistance and all comes back down. We did one of 7, did one of 7.25.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at our. I wonder where this is on the fib. All right, right at the 6-1 level, 618 for the high this morning. I'm going to try a small short here.
For long.
Okay. Put my. Yeah. Where's my thing here?
I'll break even. I stop now.
I'm out. Where'd you get long at what level?
107.
Oh, 07? Good.
Discount that I want to give it back.
What's your target?
12.
12, yeah. It's Good. Get you 5 points on it.
I'm out. Couple points. Okay, that's one, two, 5 trades.
5.
Trade pre-market. It's chugging along,
Yeah, it is.
slowly but surely. Again, I have fields all over the place.
Hmm.
When you don't hit your target or use the stop to get out and you press close, that's when you get different fields.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they can vary a bit.
The copy trader takes a second to close the other account, the followers. And the blocker happens in a second, fast moving market. Now, when you press close, you get filled at the worst price.
Yeah.
You want to get out, you want to get out.
That's true. I want out.
Get me out. It's like jumping off a moving train, you know, so whenever. Let's wait for a nice signal. You know,
Yeah.
I took a short the 1000 T chart. Where was it? Oh yeah. After the market opened, right after the market opened, it popped. It's like kind of first rally, and then it break down. 1000 T chart. Took the short. Was 51, 51, 15.
51-15.
For a couple of small trades.
Oh, okay. 15, yeah.
It's foolish, man. It's going back up.
Let's see if we get your 12. Yeah, I was saying I'd probably be good to. So that last trade I was in 2 micros and it's small, but even then, probably good to be quite a bit more selective and just trade a larger size. I wonder if the Bears sell it at 12 here.
Didn't quite get to 12, so it's still 11, 16. So my buddy, he just passed another one and grew another one. That's the system. Close the thread and you got stopped out.
No, I closed it just a little bit before my stop. My stop was 10.75. I closed it at 10 even. Yeah, I was a bit was anticipating seeing something, but it just wasn't there. Just wasn't there.
There you go.
Yeah, I do wonder if that 12 area is gonna hold for a short.
Well, we're still above mid-watt. See that, that's the
Yeah.
90%. What's going up? So it was going to break mid-watt, not going to took that long. All this is because of power, It's
Yeah.
no reason this. Yeah. He mentions one thing, then he says another thing. It would be good to know when he would stop. Let me see if I can find the channel. Okay. Do you want a link?
What's that?
If you want Jerome's power link,
Oh, sure. There we go.
got it?
I'm sure I do on WhatsApp. Oh yeah, I got it. Thanks. Thank you, sir. It was 10. I think 10 was probably about half back. It looks like it. Or sorry, like 12 or 11.50. So you had that kind of stuff here, resistance there, and was half back.
Yeah.
Let me mute this. That was a good target, that 12. I'm looking at the overnight here. Yeah, good target. Almost got there. Close.
I need my process now. Eval bear flat.
Yeah, certainly could be. Push up to 10 and 11. Yeah, looking kind of weak here. I'm gonna do a check-in real quick. I'm feeling pretty calm and easy. Am I searching for a trade versus one letting it present itself? That first one I was searching. That should have just, again, like what you said the other day is so accurate. How when you trade in an undisciplined way and you think, oh, I'd do anything to get back to break even, you think, well, there's a good way to stay at break even, and that's just sitting and waiting for something really juicy. Am I feeling I have to do something, or am I at peace waiting? I'm at peace waiting. Do I feel a compulsion to place a trade? I do not. I do not. Not feeling compelled. So, like usual, I've got short on the brain, but I don't know if the Bulls pop them up. I don't know if they get it above, try to fill a little bit of the gap above, and then bring it down, or if the Bears bring it down first and the Bulls find strength and run it up. So, just gotta sit and wait. Just gotta sit and wait. All right, here's our little. Not that this means much, but sometimes I'll do a little doodling. Here's our little line here. I'll be right back. Oh, there's your 12 level.
Yeah.
So far, 12 and 05 seem to be important areas. Go over to our few days ago. All right, here's 12. Here's 12 from Friday. Sorry. 12's right here. 18, 20s. Is this a real flag on the 1 minute or a fake?
It looks like a flag.
It's a,
What about the V one?
it's a flag, but 12 is some good resistance. All depends on your time frame, right?
Well, you said the 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it certainly is a flag on the 1 minute, yeah. push up here. Kind of taking the stairs up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So add that sweep down. 1, 2, 3. I'll be wondering if this bar closes strong or not on the 5-minute.
Yeah.
Some strength here. Right back at that 18 level.
Yeah, that 5 minute bullseye was pretty good.
Yeah, you should.
This thing is corrupted.
Oh, let me do a check-in.
Checking.
Check-in. Am I feeling calm and easy? I am. Am I searching for a trade, letting one present itself? Gonna let one present itself. Do I have an idea about getting involved? Not currently. Can I identify a tight stop? Doesn't apply. Am I feeling I have to do something, or am I at peace waiting? I'm at peace waiting. Do I feel compulsion to place a trade? No. All right. Checking in.
Checking.
What's that?
Strong 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Still talking.
Is he still talking?
I thought you were watching.
No. I got that link. I'm just not watching.
I see where he stops now. It's breaking the flag on the 5 minute that locks out from opening this high here. Not too bad.
I'd say 12 and 5 are our levels so far. Levels of importance. Up above, I think like high 20s. What do you show up above? Like I'm looking at like 27, 28 being possible area of resistance. Yeah. What do you got at 27? You got a pivot there or something else or
2650 is the pivot, and at 27 is a bunch of liquidity at the Boma, over 600 contracts. So yeah, bunch of liquidity sellers there, and then 2650 is the pivot. So that area, I'll be looking at 26. Should that much.
no, I'm just watching. Yeah.
Still watching?
Are you long?
Trade? You got one trade, right? One short.
Yeah. Are you in? Are you long?
No.
Okay.
So my buddy passes 26,500.50 cents. He still needs 2 more days. So I say, yes, one micro in and out.
Yep, that's all you need. In and out. In and out real quick.
Click, click. 50 cents.
That's funny. Go trying to take out the high.
Yes. And there it is over that high. Not slacking on the full slack on the 5 minute. Oh,
Right up, straight up.
Straight up. So that was the low. 98, 97. That level
Yeah,
97.50. That was the low. Look at that.
man.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's popping. Popping off.
Nice. Okay, so 35. Single 23. So 35 might be the target to feel Bandit's gap.
Yeah, it's a big old gap.
Okay, big rejection here.
Yeah,
He didn't even get to 27, like I said. He hit 25. Well, when I put it, for instance, I have a target at Eval, and I put it underneath, it goes through past me. When I don't, it doesn't get the target. It's like, you can never win.
I know.
So just to be safe, I'm always underneath. I don't care.
That's pretty good rejection. I know 24. I remember you saying that level the other day. Came and took out the overnight high. Yeah, it was.
Profit one on the moving average, then came back and retested. Did that flag on the 5 minute. That was the perfect entry. 10. We're talking about it. And that was 15 points. Let's see. We check our friend.
Yeah,
Still talking.
check your buddy.
Oh, yeah. Very important.
Yeah,
I don't know how they interpret those comments, but they go both ways. I can stand the senator. Sometimes it puzzles me how these people could be senators. Mr. Please explain to
Yes, yeah, some of them ask good questions. Other ones you can tell they don't know much about economic
They have no
activity.
idea.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's like, Jesus, I feel like embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Be quiet, you're embarrassing yourself. Or stop talking, you're embarrassing yourself. So here we are trying to fill the old gap, right? See if they get that 27 or 28 level.
stuff. I mean, unless we get it flat or something. But there was a flag here right now in the 1 minute.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
25. Century one is 50 on the breakout at 25. Fluid trades draws a line on the breakouts. It says POS. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It is cool how it does that.
On the 1 minute, right? So, so you notice on the breakouts areas.
Yeah. About it.
09 to 25, maybe.
Yeah, it's a good little run.
And overnight, I always think about the candles, and I know they're gonna retrace. I know the candles they just don't stack up. They retrace and they go back up, retrace, go back up. But still, I get it.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, let's see if 2750 to 28 gets hit here.
Beat the boat.
Oh, to get in here, to get long? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that you could see some resistance at that 27, 28, certainly in the low 30s.
Entry, look for movements or whatever.
Yeah,
Find a reason to justify an entry.
yeah.
This is where you get burned. So what I'll be looking now might be a nice retracement.
Yeah, I would think you'd somewhere up here have longs taken some profit and look for retracement.
What chart are you showing there that is bearish
What?
on your stream? What time frame is that one?
Oh, this is just RTH, regular trading hours.
Yeah, no, but it's not because the price went up. You're still in that candle showing that bearish candle. You gotta move it to the right.
Should be on there.
You have it at 5102, right?
My stream should be showing, like, right here, you see my little cursor move on there.
Oh, it was stuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Okay.
I had it at the bottom of the red candle and see where's the pump. Yeah, now you're moving. You weren't moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what happens is I have your stream on mute because I'm talking to you.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be right back. Well, almost got to 27.
Like I said, 2650 was the pivot. got to 26. That's what I said, at P26, my target.
Mm-hmm.
Liquidation position. Sometimes it does get there, but most of the time it doesn't. Start starting. So, are you looking for a short here?
Considering I wanted it to pop up a little bit higher, but
What are you
that
looking for? 30?
no, I was looking for like that 27 area, 27.50 to 28.
Yeah. So you don't have a daily target. You just trade whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep going. You don't limit yourself for a number of trades also?
No.
I try to monitor myself when I see that I'm getting into the over trading level.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to be mindful of yourself and your tendencies. All right, let's see here. Let's see what we're getting involved with. So NQ came up almost to its overnight highs.
It's a pretty strong bullish movement.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
And remember, it's 4 o'clock here. 4 o'clock on Monday. 135, 36 area. I think I try to fill that gap.
It's trying, isn't it?
Not that far. So with that in mind, you should have a good 12 points up. But what do I know?
That's what I always say, Tommy. What do you know? What do you know? What's Tommy know?
See, you can do your own decisions.
That's right. All right, 5 minute, kind of flagging again.
The 1 minute too.
Yeah.
I was talking about, like kind of feeling like FOMO here, but those bulls, those are the entry.
Yeah.
It trades and then you go. So the last one, it went from 21 to 25. So that's 4 points, 3 points, 5 points. So this one, if it breaks the pivot, which is almost there, then we have the 27 area of sellers there, strong liquidity. There it is, so you can see it. Oh,
There we go.
they just went through it. 690 counts were
Yeah.
Okay, so 30 is the next level. These people host you. They added, when I sent you the screenshot, they were 360, now it's 400.
Okay.
Again, the only position to be is long.
Bulls are in control.
You know what we're doing.
Bulls are in control.
When I load up with 10 contracts, you mean see what happens?
See what happens? I know what happens.
Look at that. Look at that. As soon as I say that, it went for 1 point. $500. 10 contracts. There you go.
Well, that's a good question.
This thing drives me crazy. Easy entry. And then when you decide to make the move, it gets you. Squeezing the short here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well,
I started talking an hour, 90 minutes ago, and still going. So looking at the big picture, it was bullish. It's just at 7 when the started. So 90 minutes just going out. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of falling
Is this our
here.
entry? Is this our entry?
This could be. Yep. Oh man, it's a good dump. 'Good dump right there. You look at 25. I want to keep them below 25. There we go.
I made a 23 and a quarter. Stop at break even already.
23 and a quarter. I think they should be like keep it below 25.
Gotta stop at break even.
There we go. This could be a nice little dump.
1950. Come on, shoot me. Stop at 20. So another 3 and a quarter points. My target's out.
You're out right now?
I'm out. They're gonna stop at 20.
Okay.
So I'm down for the day.
Good trade. I should keep it below 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good rejection. Oh, popping a little bit there. Wonder if Paul is saying something crazy. Good exit, man.
Well, you know me, man. I just stirred the stop. As soon as I in the money, I just stirred the stop, break even, and they just trade it again. Because you know this happens. Then you're up $100, and then all of a sudden you're down.
Yeah.
And like what it says in the books that we read, the market gives you the money, get paid, take it. Take it. Look at that.
Wow.
It's dropping everybody. Dropping the shows.
Hmm.
Show, that was
That was the spot.
the spot. And then I just jumped in when I saw the second candle on the 1 minute was forming. And he just went so quick. That's when I entered. He didn't even finish.
Came down to that 18 level. So 23 and you got out at, where'd you get out at, 20 or 19?
20.
20?
I got 3.3 and a quarter. My target was 18 and a quarter. 5 points. On 1 minute, you know. So I traded my stopped from break even from 2340 to 20 to low 301 points, just in case. And I was trying to get filled at 18. Remember, it went down all the way to 18 and 3/4. See that? Like, you're gonna get filled, right? Now, boom.
Yeah, quick little pop there.
Yeah. So, when you're stuck in your thoughts, you don't get out, the pop, and then you're done. All of a sudden, you gave all the gains. So, a little here, a little there. That's what I.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it. Mute myself, I blow my